Hey everybody, Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. It is Thursday, and May 13th. Looks as if the market has kind of rebounded a little bit. Boy, we had a sell-off yesterday, and yeah, it was getting a little bit, a little worrisome there. I definitely trimmed my positions somewhat. I sold a little bit of my Apple. I may live to regret that. And but I did. But this morning I was actually buying. I bought Whiting Petroleum WLL. But of course it pulled back. I'm telling you, it's tough. I For everybody out there that's on the Discord room, we have a very nice income play on Facebook that we put out just a few minutes ago, and so that's kind of good. And so kind of let's get into some of the slides and kind of give you a look see at what the market is up to. Basically, what's happened here is we are finally we've rebounded a little bit, not quite a percent, but pretty good on the Nasdaq. And of course, I look at that, but this is a market under pressure, so it's very tough to trade it right now. The key level here is this 14,000 level. Now, if you can take a look at this slide, you'll see the 50-day line here. Well, if it comes back up to that, that's about 14,000. So we're still pretty far off. But the good news is we are up on the S&P, the Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq. So hopefully we've got a little bit of a bounce back, from from yesterday. Golly, it was really something. So let's take a kind of a look at the NASDAQ chart. As you can see, the key level here, of course, is this 50-day line, and we've fallen below that. But fortunately, it looks like we've bounced off about the 13,000. Now, why am I so concerned with these levels? Well, here's what it is. About 70% of all the trades out there are programmatic, meaning that the bots are basically trading. So these round numbers like 13,000, these are important. So it looks as if, the NASDAQ has bounced at about the $13,000 level. That's good. Hopefully we'll move back up and we'll move above this, we'll move above the 50-day line. I'd like to see it get back to 14,000, but the fact that it's in an upward trend, that might be a good thing. There's still some trouble here with the relative strength line against the S&P 500 going down. That's this blue line here. So, we're not out of the woods yet, but thank goodness we've arrested the fall. So I'm feeling a little better than I was yesterday on the overall market condition. All right. Well, the Dow Jones is up today, and it doesn't seem to go all the way down to the 50-day line. So the Dow Jones right now is interestingly enough, is stronger than the overall market. So that's a kind of an interesting thing as we play it. Here's the stocks that I'm in currently. I'm in Floor. It's down, but it's up a lot. So we'll see. Maybe this is a sell signal. I'll find out. Fortunately, Apple is up today, 2.17%. I'm very gladful of that because I was afraid if we went below 119 that I might have to do some more selling. I did trim my position on this one. I'm down slightly on Matador, but Matador seems to be doing pretty good. Of course, this is the oil company in Dallas here. Marine Max is up nicely today. It's up 7.12%. It's interesting. This one has been all over the place, but I still like Marine Max. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of retaking where it was. I got shaken out of Rio Tinto, and I really didn't want to do that. Very small. I did make a 1% gain in the small portfolio, but I got shaken out of this one. I still think this is good, but right now there's some, it's just selling pressure on it. I bought Whiting Petroleum right as it moved above the buy point, and then immediately it was rejected. So it's down, it's down today too. So that kind of gives you a look-see. Just kind of wanted to show you kind of what our Discord site looks like, and of course, this is what we did is we put out this spread, and you see I'm interested in one contract, and basically, talking about how to trade certain things, and this is what I do. I kind of help people through some of these things that they may be unfamiliar with. But what's great about this is also many of the traders in here, they share with other people. And of course, this is our with our special Discord service, the Dallas Trading Floor special Discord service. And of course, if you want to take a look at it, I did post the trade. I think you could see the trade, the trade that is coming up on Facebook. You got to go to the site because it's outside of the paywall, but https www.vanny.com/u/Dallas Trading Floor. So that's where it is currently. You can definitely see that. And, basically this is what the Discord is. It'll kind of give you a look-see on that as well. So without further ado, let's get to some of the questions here. And let's see. Let's take first question. Hello, Tim. How are you doing today? What do you see for Tesla, holding or not? Well, I've been out of Tesla for a while. Tesla is continuing to move lower. So it's, I follow the 7% rule. Sometimes it's very painful, but I've been out for, almost a little over a month now, because it just wasn't, unfortunately, working. I do think long term it's a great buy, but you can't take these kind of drawdowns in your account. So I would be selling it if I was down more than 7%. I think you probably are likely to be more than 7% down. I would be selling this right now, and then waiting for another time to get back in. There right now it's just there's not a good right now it's just really tough. It's violated a 200-day moving average. It's very key when that happens, and it's going to be tough for for Tesla right now because it let me show you the chart on this so that we can take a look at that together here. But basically the problem here with that is that it's made this violation of the of this black line here, and what that is the that is the 200-day moving average. My alert was triggered here today. Alert was triggered. So let's look at how it's trading on the 15-minute chart. But right now it just doesn't look good for Tesla. So I think what you got to do with Tesla right now, and it's super painful to do this. You got to close it, and you got to wait. We got to wait for a better time. We got to see how it's going to be trading over the next month or two, because at least with Tesla right now, it looks like the next point that we have to watch out for. That you remember, I've been talking about this 580 level. Well, it's below the 580 level, so the next level down, unfortunately, on this one is the 502 level. Let me show that where that is. This is the 502 level, and that's basically right here. So we are, if it moves down to this and it blows below that, then we've really got to get out. But right now, right now it's fallen through the first alert, which is at 580. So unfortunately with Tesla, I just think you're going to have to exit it right now. It's got a downward trend on the RS line. Now maybe it will pick up and maybe it will bounce. If it does bounce, then there may be an opportunity to buy it as it rebounds. But I think right now with Tesla, you just got to be super careful. If you're in a loss position on Tesla right now, I think you've got to be very prudent and possibly close your position. So it's tough to, it's tough to be in that situation. That's why I don't even, for me, I don't even, I don't even try to do that. I just try to close the position, altogether, just because it's just too difficult, and then wait for a better time. So I'm sorry about that, Antonio. I'm sorry about that, but that's really what I would do. Okay. Hi, Jim. AMC squeeze exit strategy 5 days after the squeeze begins at $20 to $30. Okay, let's look at AMC. And of course, this has been big in the Reddit rooms, on the squeeze. Now, what causes a squeeze on earnings? And I think I've drawn I've marked this one up. So let's take a look at the markup here that I have on it. This is AMC currently, and you can see I have a trend line here. Basically, if it moves above this, and it looks like we almost made it there, but this was predicting where that would be. So here's what I would do. I do think it's going to drop again I think you're right to indicate that. I do think you're right to indicate it, and it looks as if, based on this chart here, 1, 2, 3 on the fourth day. So it looks like I would hold on to it probably. I think you're right on it with about 3 to 4 days is where we're going to see that. So we're going to see how it trades tomorrow, but it probably, here's what I would do if I was in this stock right now, and it depends on where you got in it, but what I would do is I would set my I would set limits right now. So I would, if this is probably not going to trade up tomorrow, it's probably going to trade down. So if you got in on this squeeze, what I would do is I would be setting a stop limit right there, and this is a limit. This is a market stop loss. It depends on where you got in, but that's where I would set it, and that's going to give you about, let's see, I would be setting that stop loss depending on where I got it at about 1262. So at about 1262, that's right about here. That's kind of where I would look to possibly draw my line in the sand. I'm going to put an alert on that right now. I'm gonna get rid of my old alert because it's now come above that. So I wouldn't be a buyer right now because it looks as if it's settled it, but it looks as if there's a short squeeze and that was basically on earnings. This is basically an earnings squeeze. So I'd be very, very careful about this right now. But it looks as if what triggered this event was the earnings. Let's take a look at their earnings, see what they're doing. Yeah, okay. So they did have okay, their sales are down 84%. I guess that's probably better than they expected. And the loss was $1.42. So their cash flow is negative for the year. And this is not a growth stock. So the cash flow on this should be positive. So that's why it's dire. Here's the thing. I don't think I do think, though, that you might want to possibly look at doing this with puts. I don't know what the premium is on that. Let's see if we can get an idea on the premium. But I do think this is going to fall, and there might be a way to do a play using puts. So let me see. Now there just isn't really it. Let's see if I can get anything up here with puts. Not really anything. Yeah, I don't. That's the only way I would play this one. This is a little bit dangerous. I would probably do a put spread on it, a bear put spread on it, because I do think it's probably going to move lower. It looks like it's going to move down to about the $10 level. So we're looking at about at least $2, at least 20% drop. It's probably going to have about a 20% drop in the next 3 days. So there might be a way to take advantage of that with puts. But I think it's very risky buying it at this point because it's already in the short squeeze sequence. So it's going to be dangerous. But that's very interesting. All right, Craig, a question on Microsoft. Thank you very much, Matt, for that. Let's look at Microsoft. 3 years ago, this was my winner chicken dinner stock. And I loved trading it, but as of late, the Nasdaq has pulled back so much. It's tougher to make money on this one than it was just a few months ago. So, still, just very very slow and sure wins the race kind of stock, and it just it's got this very nice chart, but it looks as if it's got support at the at the 50-day line. So here's the thing: it's right at a pivot at 246. Currently, it's trading for 244. So what's happening is the question is, can it move above that pivot? It does look, based on this chart, it does look like it's going to move above 250. Now, if it could get above the 21-day line, but it seems to be trading below that. So here's the thing. I just don't think that it's going to I think we're in a downward trend right now on Microsoft, unfortunately, looking at this chart. Yeah, it's a short-term downward trend. They had very good earnings, as usual. Look at that. 39% increase in profits, 19% increase in sales. But, the market just isn't rewarding that right now. It just isn't rewarding that. So it's very, very tough. It's very tough to trade right now. Very, very tough to trade. All right, so let's take a look at some of the stuff from TikTok. By the way, if you're looking on TikTok and you want to take a look at the charts that I'm showing. It's super easy to do. Just jump over to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And if you need to find out where that is, just go to my profile, hit the link that says beacons, and then scroll down, and you should be able to see the live YouTube broadcast as we're broadcasting it. So that's kind of a good thing. All right, tell me one coin 100x that gives me in 1 year. Well, I don't know about that, but right today, I don't know if you know that that's what set Tesla down. Is they're going to stop accepting Bitcoin for payment. So let's look at the GBTC right now to kind of see. GBTC, of course, is the symbol for the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. They hold about 3%, they have 4% of the world's Bitcoin. The reason this one is so important is because this is a proxy for all the coins. Right now, it's pulled below its consolidation. It's still not fallen off the edge of the world like everything else, but it's trading below the 50-day line. So the question is, if Bitcoin falls below about 51,000, that's gonna indicate a general sell-off in the market. So let me just go to Coinbase to see. I'm going to say Bitcoin price. So let me just go over there and take a look. Kind of, how we're looking on the U.S. dollar to Bitcoin. So this is the. All right, there we go. Bringing it up right now. Perfect. Okay, this kind of gives the mountain chart. Yeah, we've pulled back significantly, from the, from that. So let's take a look at that Bitcoin chart right now. And basically, what we have going on here is, we have this key level, and there's a key level at 51,000. If it falls below this level, then I think we're going to move all the way back down to 30,000. That's what it's looking like to me, based on this chart. Let's see if I can get a little bit bigger chart here. There we go. Okay, so this kind of giving us the how it's been trading, and the volume is starting to move down. So here's the thing. This is kind of interesting. These are the support levels that we're showing right now. It's in a short-term uptrend, but boy. Right now, I think that right now, at least it looks like for the next week or so, I think that most of the coins are going to be a little bit challenged based on that chart. So, you never can tell totally, but that's kind of what it's looking like for me. So I'd be careful with the coins right now. I really, really would. It's just going to be difficult. All right. Thanks, Matt. Jetty is excellent. This stock is incredible. I'm amazed at this stock because, I mean, they make some great stuff, but it just seems to be, bringing home the bacon. I have one stock called Marine Max right now. It's in my portfolio that I really like, and it seems to be kind of in the same thing. This leisure area is good. This is one of the few areas that is doing well, outside of the techs. Well, the techs aren't really doing that great. But this is sort of a good place if you're heavily in tech and you want to find some cover. This is a good place to look for it in the leisure products group. It's 27 out of 197 in terms of the sector. So this is a good area to look for things. It's down a little bit today, $4.38 or about 4. This is on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, though, I think it's bounced. Yeah, it's bounced right back up to the 21-day line. What happened is we had a test of the 50-day line. It immediately bounced. And this is programming trading, so it's right at the top of the buy range. You could buy this right now. Absolutely, you could buy this. So interesting on this one, Matt. I think this is it's actually unusual because I think Yeti is buyable now. It's viable now, and that's unusual. I mean, but it is definitely viable based on this chart. Now I want to click over to the weekly chart. Yeah, it tested the 50-day line and it's bounced, and we're basically right in the buy zone. We're very at the very top of the buy zone. We don't want to buy too extended, but this one possibly is viable. Looks like they had some very, very good profits. 245% up for the quarter. So that's looking very strong. Very nice. 245 again for the profits. 42% up in terms of their sales. So boy, that's looking good. Yeti is Yeti is still definitely very viable, and it looks like it may even go higher. I'd be a little bit careful. I wouldn't initiate with a full position here, just because it's a little bit dangerous to go in with a full position, just because of this market. It's a tough market right now. So, but it looks very, very good, and you definitely could buy it at this point. So let's look at Fluor. This is and I got shaken out of Fluor. I had this for a long time. I took profits on this one, and I still think it's a good company. I just took profits because I could. No other particulars. It's got a interesting action today. It looks like looks like they just announced, yeah, and it fell off the side of the mountain. So let's look at the chart for Fluor. Thanks, Arun. Appreciate that. I think this is likely to recover, but this is bad. If really, unfortunately, I think you got to sell this one. Unfortunately, you just got to sell this one right now. This is they looks like they just went through earnings, and it doesn't look good. This is the way I like. Sometimes this is why I like to do the bear strategies on certain stocks. Yeah, okay. There was a lot of selling that went on here. Look at that. Ooh, and this is a blue dot down. Relative strength. This is interesting. So this is a vertical violation here. Ooh. Okay. So people really got stung on this one. Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah. Well, see, that's why I have the stop loss. I'm afraid you're gonna have to be careful with Fluor. It just, for some reason. Let me look at Disney. They're going to report tonight. I have a bear spread on it. So let's see if that's going to make sense. I don't know if it is or not. I hope it'll work. Yeah, we have earnings tonight. I'm watching this one because this is a Dow stock, and the relative line is down. There's a little bit of buying before earnings, but we're still below that very key 182.50 level. So that's good at least for me in the spread. It's up a little bit. We'll see what happens after earnings. There has been a trend though in the future for it to trade up. So we'll see if that holds or not on that spread. And again, that's one of the spreads that I do on the Discord room. So just kind of give you an idea on that on those kind of opportunities. We do those basically every day here on Dallas Trading Floor, in the people that are in the Discord room, and just kind of give you a look-see on that. And basically what that is that you get direct access to me, Jim Malone, and we also give special member pricing for the options and stock trades. These are the kind of the spread trades and some of the things that that are a little bit more complex. And then we've got the community of like-minded traders, which is great. And we're going to be putting up some training here pretty quick. This is kind of what it looks like. Just to give you, it's a running thing. We do the opens, and then right now I'm not in the room because it's I'm on the air, but we do the opens, and then we do the various trades, how they're running. So it can be a good way to to get a little bit of help when you're trading. All right, so let's look at Shell, Rio Madrid. Shell, of course, is one of the largest integrated out there. So I think it's SHEL. Is that right for Shell? I don't, because Shell actually trades on the exchanges both in London and in Amsterdam, as well as New York with ADR. So let me look at that symbol. Shell, of course, is the old world Shell, and a tremendous company. RDSA is the symbol. I should remember that. But let's pull up RDSA. RDSA. Of course, that's there we go. Roll Dust Shell, and this is trades as a this trades as an ADR, which is an American depository receipt in New York on the New York Exchange. So let's take a look at it. Here's the thing. It's trend, this is probably, it's not in a bad area, but it's the integrated oil and gas. There's not there. It's a good area to be in, but it's not as good as some of the E&P companies. Um, and I don't doesn't look. Yeah, I would be careful with this one because it's trading below the 50-day line. It looks like they had excellent earnings. The relative strength. So this is sort of if you can do a play where you could just do like a covered call or something like that, this might make sense. But I just think that there's better opportunities out there in the oils, and I just kind of want to look at some of the other oils. I want to go to the I want to look at the groups again to see kind of what's trending right now in terms of the sectors. So I'm going to go there and let's get that correct. Gracious. Oh, goodness. To go to the right one, I'm going to the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the industry group ranks again for today and kind of see where those things are headed. Right now, the number one group is Royalty Trust, of course. That's been there for a while. The number two group is the U.S. Exploration, and then retail department stores. Isn't that interesting? Retail department stores and consumer electronics. Where to put the money in the economy right now? Well, let's look at the retail department stores. This area was so beaten down, but it is trending very, very nicely. So we might have some early opportunities here in this particular area. I know this is not oil and gas. It's a little bit off the subject, but I'm just trying to find out where the big money is going in the stocks. Now, currently, the leader is Kohl's, KSS, and then Nordstrom's, and then Macy's. Let's look at how Macy's is doing. This might be a turnaround play. Well, not like that. It isn't. Oh, yeah, it's up after hours. So this, interestingly enough, might be a turnaround play. Let's see if I can find a better opportunity here. Let's look at Dillard's. Or let's look at this one. I don't know. I think this is the Mexican. Yeah. Okay. Well, there is an opportunity in the retail. Boy, this is really good. Look at this. This is a Brazil-based company, and it's in the food sector. And wow. So this one is not bad at all. Look at this. I don't know this one personally, but this one might be really, really good. Look at that checklist. It does, the sales percentage is not up as much as I'd like. It's got an 81 relative strength, though. I really like this sector. This one might be a good play if you're looking for a relatively inexpensive stock that, Brazil is becoming a good market to get exposure in. And it's right at the 10-day line. So you might want to take a look at this one. I'm going to take a picture of this just really quickly. I'm going to add this to my watch list. I have let's see, I'm going to do my low priced stock list. So I'm going to put that in there. So this is one you might want to take a look at. It's a distributor in Brazil, but it's in the retail space. ASAI is the symbol. So interesting stock. And basically, really, really affordable, $16 a share. So that's a pretty good deal. Please analyze the NASDAQ next support. So what exactly correction means the NASDAQ, and how much lower the NASDAQ go? Thank you, Samuel. Thank you for that. Let's go to the NASDAQ composite, and let's put that screen up and kind of let's take a look to see. I'm going to go to the weekly chart here because the daily chart, I believe, is not going to give us a high enough level look at it. Basically, right now, this is the 200-day line. Obviously, we don't want to fall below that line. We've pulled below the 50-day line, but the real support, unfortunately, for the NASDAQ is about 14,000. And we're not anywhere near that right now. We're currently at 13,183. So The next support level, really, I believe, is the support on this is approximately where it bounced today. So there is, it seems like there's some support at about 12,960 level, and it does look like it's making its way. It does look like it has reversed. But I tell you what, I wouldn't I wouldn't do the all clear until we're at least at this level at the 50-day line, which is currently at 13,500. So let me set an alert there for this. Uh, for the Nasdaq. Let's look at the Qs because this is going to give us a better idea. The QQQ, of course, is the Nasdaq 100, and that's what we're interested in here more than the overall Nasdaq. For the Qs, we're off after hours, so I believe that there's support on the Qs at about 307, which would be down here. So it looks like it has made a move higher, but it's still got this cup with handle pattern. So I think we've got to be very, very careful. The main support level on the composite Nasdaq is 14,000, and right now we're below that. So right now we're just not in a place that's strong enough really to invest very, very strongly. So it's a tough one. Real Madrid also writes in with Fastly, FSSLY, and Fastly is, let's see if we can get it up there. Yeah, it's just continuing to just make a trek towards the basement, and so it's got a relative strength of 3. I think, if you're in this thing, you just got to be out of it because it's below the it's below the 200-day line, and the trend on this, unfortunately, is bad. I'm going to draw the reversal line here. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to set an alert on this one because, eventually I think this will turn around, but it's just not, right now it's not the time for this stock, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that reversal line, and it really needs to come above that in order for it to have reversed. So right now I think you just got to be out of Fastly. It's just I just think you need to you need to cut your losses. It's just not trading. It's just not trading properly. So I think you just have to make the tough decision. This is the reason, and I keep talking about it, but this is the true reason for that. The reason I use a 70% stop loss on everything is because I don't always have the fortitude. I like the stock and I fall in love with the stock, but by being disciplined and putting that 7% rule in, if it falls, it washes me out, and I just I deal with it. I learned this many years ago because I would love a stock and say, oh, it's coming back, it's got a great story, and it will come back a lot of times, but it might be 2 years or 3 years down the line. So you just don't have that time to hang out. So that's the reason I use the 7% loss rule. With Fastly, I think you're just going to have to cut your losses on it, unfortunately. Just one of those things. Oh, hey, this is a great question. This is also from TikTok. Would you ever make a course? Absolutely. I am going to be trying to put together a course. But what you can do before that is we do have the Discord room that that I'm trying to put out most of the stuff. Oh, hey, look at this. Okay, okay, going on the showdown. Okay, great. So it looks as if okay, great. Okay. By the way, everybody, we did a spread, and I kind of want to show everybody this on the screen. Let's do it. Disney just came out with their earnings, and they fell off they fell off, which is good for me because we did the bear put spread. But let's look at Disney. DIS is the symbol, of course, and it looks like we just went after hours. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's up. So let me go and put that on the screen for everybody. And this is kind of the indicative of the kind of what we do in the Discord room. I try to share this with the obviously give it, the people that are in the Discord room, the first bite on this. I just kind of want to let's show the Discord room. Yeah, this is kind of what it looks like, and it looks as if it was really good. I mean, I think we're going to I think this trade is going to do very, very well. Just kind of want to pop over to Jim's trades, and let me see if I can show you that one as it came out. That's the one I put out today. This is the Disney trade. Yeah, there we go. So basically, on several days ago, I put out this trade for everyone, and it kind of gives the prediction. And then, of course, we did well because this was a relatively easy trade. It was the entry cost was relatively inexpensive, and you can see by this chart, if it goes down, of course, it makes more money, and that's kind of what we've got here. But this is sort of what I do I put out a calendar spread on Facebook today. Hopefully that'll do well. I think it will. It's looking good. But it looks like the Disney trade's gonna pay off very, very nicely. So that is kind of a cool thing there. Just that came in from the Discord room. So just kind of wanted to put that out there to everybody on the show. All right, so let's take another. Okay, so that's about the course. El Paso, nice. I like El Paso a lot. How about Amazon? All right, this is a question from TikTok. I wanted to kind of bring that up. So let's look at Amazon. That's AMZN. And Amazon is looking, I love Amazon, but, oh, wait a minute. Okay, oh, great. Thank you, man. Thank you. Amazon is looking very kind of normal. It's trading, kind of, now I can probably put together a very good trade on Amazon right now because I do think Amazon is, even though they've had tremendous earnings, the relative strength line is low. It's 36. Not a stock to buy right now, but on a spread, on a kind of a call spread, I think we could possibly milk some money out of it. Amazon has been going kind of the direction right now on Amazon is basically sideways, as you can see. It's just kind of moving sideways here. So one of the great things that we do on these spreads is we can actually make money if it's moving within these boundaries. So I'm going to probably look to see possibly of putting together a trade on this because it is such a major stock. What happened is that it pulled back. It looks like it's getting support right at the 200-day line. So I do think it's going to move. I think it's going to move higher here, but it just seems like right now the days of it going up is what it did last year. It just doesn't seem like it's going. So you could buy this here. I wouldn't buy this, to be honest, because it just seems like it's going sideways. And the only way to really do to make money in a sideways trade, at least from my viewpoint, is to do something like a calendar spread. And I am looking at possibly doing calendar spreads for stocks that I think are just kind of going to go sideways. The calendar spread allows you, and that's what I did on Facebook today. We did a Facebook trade for everybody that's on the Discord room. The Facebook trade is good because, I expect it to kind of the movement to be sideways for a while. Oops. To be sideways for a while, and then you can make money on those. So that's kind of a cool thing there. So with Amazon right now, I wouldn't be running out to buy it. It's just it just seems like it's just not going to be the best. I don't blame you, Kate. This is a tough market to trade. Being all in cash is actually a good strategy. So don't. Here's the thing with being in cash. If you're in cash right now, Kate, things are gonna come along, and we're gonna get some opportunities. But right now, we're not there. So we gotta kind of wait for the opportunities to come to us. And but if in the meantime, if you are, there are trades that you can do where you don't even have to have, you don't even have to have the trades come to you, and they're basically. And basically that's what I try to do here with the Discord room, the Dallas Trading Floor special Discord service. And basically you can find out more about this and these kind of spread trades that I'm making by going to https://www.vinny.com/u Dallas Trading Floor. And basically that we kind of do some of those specialty trades, and that's the way kind of sometimes that we're able to benefit when we have a market that's essentially going sideways like it is now. So let's take thoughts on Palantir. Thank you very much. I was so hopeful with Palantir. I got shaken out of this one myself. I do think that there is a good story there, but you can't just go on stories right now. The market is just not as forgiving as it was, so we've got to be a little bit more prudent in how we enter. In how we enter. We enter the trades right now. We just have to be more prudent on it. We're still currently in a downward trend, and even though, I mean, look at these earnings. They were just stellar. They were up 500%, and yet the stock is trading lower after hours. This is just the kind of market we're in. I mean, earnings just aren't. Even stellar earnings aren't getting the kind of love that they should be. Part of the reason is because these stocks were bid up so hard. They're coming back more down to reality. I suspect with Palantir, we're probably going to see a floor at about $11.42. That's where I do think it's going to pull back to that. Right now, I think you just have to watch this one. It's so painful because I do think that we are in a situation where you can make money off of this one, but I just think we're going to have to wait until it's right. So, watch list for now, and wait for possible reversal and I'm going to say at the pivot, and the pivot is 1142, and that's that's kind of amazing. But that's what I'm seeing anyways here. 1142. So basically, here's how I'd play this one. Oops. Okay. Here's how I would play this one. Palantir. I still like the stock. The problem, it's got several problems. One of the biggest problems, of course, is the Computer Software Enterprise Group is now 163 out of 197. So the money is moving out of this sector in the economy. It's moving to the oil stocks, as I was saying before. But that said, I do think that eventually this group is going to right size in terms of its pricing. So I think this is very, very worthwhile watching this stock. So I think you got to put it. I think you could put it on the watch list for right now. If it moves down to about this $11.42 here, and it's like, how did it's like, Jim, how did you come up with that number? Well, that number comes from when it IPO'd originally. This was the top of its range on the day it IPO'd was 11.42. So I believe if it comes all the way down to there and reverses out 11.42, then we might have a buy again. But right now, unfortunately, even with their great earnings, there's been selling, and the selling pressure has been pretty intense. Their profits were up 500%. Of course, they didn't have any profits before. Their sales were up 49%. So the company is a good company. It's a good company. It's a tough to buy it right at this level. It's really tough to buy it right at this level. Now, there is a IPO that I really like. I'm watch listing it now. I haven't bought it. It's Upstart, UPST. And the reason I like this one is because I think it fills. Normally, I don't buy story stocks, but I think that this one has the potential of being a very big deal because it does AI and it does analysis for loan and loan risking, risk rating. And I think this is a tremendous area with a tremendous future. It had tremendous earnings. I want to show you this. I wouldn't buy this one right now just because it's in a downward trend. I have a trend line on it right now. Hopefully we'll get a reversal. If it reverses above this line, then I'm probably in it. It went through earnings 340% increases in their earnings, just tremendous. This is an IPO. IPOs are tough to buy. Not time to buy it yet, but it's time to possibly put this on your watch list. So, what I would do with this one is, I would watch this one. I really think that that if it makes a move above, if it makes a move above this line that I have on it, let me put that up there. I think you should watch this stock. If it makes a move above, and I'm going to pull it over to the daily chart. Yeah, come on, baby. There we go. Upstart. Yeah. If it makes a move above about the $115 level, then I think, that's a place that we can possibly look at it to buy it. But this is one I think you ought to have on your radar screen. It's pulling back, but if it reverses and it moves above about 115, then I think we can get it. But it's way below that. It's at 84. So it's a tough market to trade. That's the only way I can describe it. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a tough market to trade right now. So if you're off a little bit, don't get discouraged. Just don't get discouraged. Here's a question about Workhorse. Do you think it's going to get in the $4 to $5 range? It might. Workhorse lost that big contract to Oshkosh, and that did send the WKHS. That did kind of change it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're at $7 after hours. Yeah, it could easily go to the $4 to $5 range. Unfortunately, I hate to tell you this. I don't like giving bad news. I wouldn't make a very good. I like good news. I like good news. Looking at this chart right now, yes, there's probably a floor at about $2.30. I think you just gotta. I just think you just gotta sell this one. So unfortunately, right now, and I'm not trying to be negative here, but it's just when they didn't. I think you just have to sell it and preserve. You really have to sell it. Sell it now. I mean, you really have to do that. I mean, that's sort of, unfortunately, that's the thing. Workhorse. So basically, the thing to do with the Workhorse right now, the way I see it, with Workhorse Group, I think you got to sell it now. I really do. You got to preserve your capital. This is a very tough market. Again, I keep saying that, and I really mean it because I've been shaken out of so many things myself. These sideways markets are incredibly tough to trade, and sometimes what you got to do is you just got to go to these strategies like calendar spreads, like I'm doing, in order to make money. So, and again, that's available, for everyone, of course, that is looking on the, looking with the, the Discord service, and of course, it's easy to get on that. You just find out more. And I think I do have the trade. I think I posted the trade to Vinny this morning with on. This is the trade on Facebook. I have a Facebook trade that I just put out there. But anyways, if you like to take a look at it and you like to see some of the, kind of what it's all about, www.vinny.com/u. Got to put that in. That's very important. Dallas Trading Floor. So kind of get that out there to everybody so that they can find out more about that. All right, so let's take some more of the stocks. All right. Oh, yeah, he did. This is the danger. I tell you, this is the danger with the coins. I hate to tell you, he's done that several times. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I was holding Tesla. This was a few months ago, and Elon came out with with a tweet, and boop. I lost a whole bunch of. I mean, I got it back, but this is the same thing with Doggy Coin. Let's kind of look at how doggy that Doggy Coin is. Let's see if there's a doggy in the window. Let me pull up the doggy window here and see what's happening with Doggy Coin. I'm going to put Doggy Coin price. I want to kind of take a quick look at the kind of the, yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty doggy. I mean, that's sort of the, yeah. Okay, let's look. I bet you this is pulled back. Yeah. Well, okay. Let's look at the 7-day chart. So, I have a feeling that that Doggy Coin is, it's looking pretty doggy here. Yeah, look at that. It's just coming down. It's funny. I think this weekend they were talking about it going above 50, and it's sort of stinking up the place right now. It's what is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. It's 0.39. It's off about 20 cents, which is about a 40% drop in value. So just not the place to be right now. It's just not looking good. Okay, okay. The price change in the last 24 hours. It's down almost 16%, and the trading volume is up. No, this is people are running for the exits on this one. Uh, and it's probably because of Elon, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, there we go. Hey, thank you very, very much. Is this a good stock to buy? High was 400s. Oh, Snowflake. You know what? I would really be careful with Snowflake right now. I just think that it's not in the right area to be in. I know that people want to be in the techs, but just right now, Snowflake. I just wouldn't be in Snowflake. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work. But let me see if I can. I don't like to be a person that just says no and then doesn't give an alternative because that's being a jerk. Let's see if I can find something that might work, and and I'm just going to see if I can find something that might actually work today. Boy, man, there is this company. It's not a tech company. Um, and I don't know if you would even consider it. No, that's Workhorse. I don't know if you consider this one, but I think that there is an opportunity in this thing called Town Square Media (TSQ). Let me see if I can bring it up. And this is a opportunity today. This is one. I know that Snowflake has gotten all the hype, and that's a good thing. But let me pull the right screen up. There we go. Let's go to there we go. Okay, and this is there we go. So this is a stock that is basically breaking out today. I think it's worth your consideration if you're looking for kind of an interesting play. I wouldn't move into this one heavily because it has some issues that I don't like, and I kind of want to point them out to you. Its sales were down 5%, but its profits were up 240%. This is what I like to see right now. They just came through earnings, and I think they're going to get a bounce on earnings. It's not going to be a lot. This isn't going to be a Tesla or anything like that, but this is one you might want to take a look at. It's called TSQ, Town Square Media, and it's, at least on the technical basis, it's looking pretty decent. We have a good checklist at 66%. I'm liking that. One of the things I like about this is it is much better. The problem with Snowflake right now is there's a lot of people in it, and that's a great thing, but the sector is being disinvested in right now. So we have to be very, very careful in where we put our money because right now money is flowing from the enterprise software area. It's flowing out of the enterprise software area into other areas, and one of the areas that it is flowing into is this media area, which is Town Square Media is in. So this is one you might want to take a look at in terms of a play. And right now, today, it's pretty good. It looks like it's right at the buy point. The buy point on this one is basically $12.51 a share. So this is one you might want to look at if you're looking for a place to place your money. Now, I wouldn't put a lot in this, a half position maybe on this one, but that's Town Square Media, definitely something that you might want to take a look again. All right, I have a good question from Ben. This is a great question but when markets go sideways, I love to sell covered calls because a covered call is a very neutral strategy, and you can make money even when markets aren't giving you a lot to work with. I love covered call selling, and I'm going to talk a lot more about covered call selling in the next few weeks because I think that this is one of the greatest strategies that you can employ when the market isn't moving up very fast. My intern here, Blaze Cardoza, he is doing very good. He has a lot of Apple shares. He didn't want to sell them. He has a very low basis on them, and he's making money basically every week selling covered calls. So it's a great strategy, and it's something that I'm gonna be covering more and more because in this kind of market, the market that we're in currently, where it's just kind of going sideways, this is an extremely good strategy in order to make that kind of income. All right, so it's a very good strategy, Ben, and I'm glad you brought it up. Let's look at IBM, and as you know, oh, okay. This is a question from Kate. Thanks, Jim. I really need to learn cover calls. You know what? I want to try to start trading people on cover calls. This is one of the strategies. This is one of the first strategies that I ever used where I consistently made money. So this is something, especially in a market like this, where we're not getting as many opportunities in terms of some of the tech stocks. This is an opportunity where we can make money. And when I'll start producing more of these trades for you, and I'm going to have probably these on both the Discord room and possibly on the Action Trailers. By the way, if you want to get on the Action Trailers, this by the way is free, so it doesn't cost you anything, and it's easy to get off that. So you can definitely you can definitely go to get on the free Action Trade Alerts, and they're really easy. It's just www.dallastradingfloor.com. So that's that's where you could get onto the Action Trade Alerts right now. And if you're looking on TikTok, super easy to do. Just go to the beacons. Just go to my profile, hit the beacons, and then first and last name, and you'll be on the list for the Action Trade Alerts. And those, of course, are free. And I'm gonna cover some opportunities in the covered call area for people on that as well. So hopefully we're gonna make some money even though this is a trying market to trade in right now. Okay, do you think either Ethereum or Bitcoin will do? Yeah, absolutely, I do. And this is why I think you just got to really be, if you're up on some of your Bitcoin processes right now, I think you want to probably trim your position. I really do. You think it'll go down from the recent Israel? Possibly. Unfortunately, that's just a fact. Unfortunately, I wish that weren't the case, but I kind of do think that there's some reason to think that. Okay, well, I've come to an hour almost, a few more minutes. I just wanted to again reiterate kind of, what people are doing, with the Discord room, because that is something that, we're going to try to build that into, especially in these trying times, into something that is, is very profitable for everyone. But if you want to kind of take a look at it, just go to this address, https:// and then www.vinny.com/u/Dallas Trading Floor. So until tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow at at the same time, 3:30. Till then, if you want to get on the Axe Trailers, you can go to www.DallasTradingFloor. Okay, great. Oh, and anyway, somebody just joined the community on Beacons. Great. Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you for joining. Oh, we have one more question. I think we have one more question. Okay. All right. Bye. All right. Well, till tomorrow at 2:30. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Tell your friends about us, and hopefully we're going to make some money even in this trying market. So that's my goal here, is to help you make more money.